close. Go ahead and throw your stones, but you can't stop this, you can't stop this. Hey, 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 you can't stop this. I had a dream, and now I live it. Ain't it a gift to know it's God-given? I'm not gonna waste it. Stop wasting your breath. Stop speaking in whispers. Say that with your chest. I feel it in my bones. Won't bring me down, no, not even close. Go ahead and throw your stones. You can't stop this, you can't stop this. Hey, 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 you can't stop this. I won't back down. I just can't shake this feeling like I'm up so high. I got no doubt this life ain't got no ceiling like. You won't break me, I won't back down. I just can't shake this feeling like I'm up so high. I got no doubt this life ain't got no ceiling like.
Good evening and welcome to the Dade County Wolverines home opener versus Pepperell. We are here on a beautiful night at Magic Morgan Stadium for a game against Pepperell.
I am so happy high school football is officially back. It has been way too long. The offseason felt forever. I couldn't be more anxious to see how this Wolverines team stacks up against a team that made it to the quarterfinals of state last year.
Yeah, this is going to be a good matchup. Pepperell lost a lot of players last year. They gained about 5 from transfers from other schools. But the Wolverines, most of their starters are returning this year, especially on the offense, which is going to be a huge key to this game, I think.
Yes, absolutely. The offense needs to get off to a fast start and keep it rolling. They need to do what they did against Chat Prep, score twice on, I believe, the first 2 drives, but they need to be able to keep the ball rolling a little bit more than they did against Chat Prep. And as long as the defense can play like they did last week, causing turnovers and havoc, I believe the Wolverines have a very, very, very good chance to win this game.
Yeah, last week the Wolverines put up some great numbers with Wynn Garmany leading the way. He passed for about 120 passing yards with 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. He had 7 rushing yards along with a 46% passing completion.
Yes, absolutely. And on the defense, Cannon Womack interception, Hayden Dunn interception, Jack Floyd interception, Evan Benz interceptions. 4 interceptions against a very good Chattanooga Prep quarterback. Now, one thing that defense has to shore up, which is one of my keys to the game, make sure runs off the edge get shut down a little bit quicker, and the Wolverines in and of itself need to be able to get the run game rolling a little bit against Pepperell to give the passing game a little bit of a backbone.
Yeah, last week the Wolverines struggled with the running game, with the leader being Hayden Dunn, and he only had about 20 rushing yards or so. So the Wolverines have to look to get that better this week. On the Pepperell side, though, we are facing a quarterback that we faced last year, Riley McMillan, number 10, who was our Murchie starter last year.
Yeah, and if anyone remembers the Armurchie game from last year, they were not good. But we don't know how he's developed, because this Pepperell team could be a whole this Pepperell team could have brought something out in him, but I wouldn't bet on it, because last year I believe it was 2 touchdowns to 10 interceptions.
Yeah, he was not very good. Against Dade, he had a 29% completion and 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Yes, but one thing Pepperell can lean on is their running game. Both their running backs. Last week, Dwight Chapman, number 26, 60-yard touchdown run against Daresville. What the Wolverines cannot have happen is let them get out into space. They have to shut them down. A good thing about Pepperell is most of their runs come in between the tackles, or the Wolverines are a lot better than if they get outside the tackles. So we'll have to make sure the Wolverine run defense can stay as good as it was last week.
Yeah, we have talked to some defensive linemen on the Wolverines, and they have said that the right side of the Pepperell offensive line is extremely weak. So that is one thing that the Wolverines will have to exploit as far as getting to the quarterback and stopping this run game.
Absolutely. And another thing the Wolverines need to do is get a lot of pressure on this quarterback, because we don't know how well this quarterback can scramble. So we want to put him into uncomfortable scenarios that force him to roll out and try to make a throw on the run and see if he can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do our keys to the game now. Gray's going to start.
All right, my first key of the game for the defense: contain runs better. Do not let runs bounce outside the tackles and leave it up to two pretty inexperienced cornerbacks to make these tackles, or the linebackers. And my key to the offense: find a running game. Find a running back you can lean on 3rd and short to get 5 yards, maybe 10 yards. Find maybe some explosive runs that you weren't able to find over the past 2 weeks against Bowden and Chat Prep.
Yeah, for my defensive key of the game, I'm going to go keep the turnovers coming. The Wolverines are coming off a 4-turnover game, and that really played a huge part in last week's win versus Chattanooga Prep. If we can keep those coming, then I could see great things for this defense this season. As far as offense goes, I'm going to say give Wynn more time in the pocket to pass the ball. Last week he was rushed almost every play and had to scramble out of the pocket. Sometimes he would make the pass, and it'd be a great pass, but then sometimes it would just be off target because he'd have to throw it on the run.
Yes, this Wolverine offensive line desperately needs to keep this Pepperell D-line in check. Whenever Pepperell brings a blitz, the offensive line needs to be able to pick it up. And if they have to keep a running back in to help protect Wynn, let it happen. The wide receivers on the Wolverines are so explosive fast that they can lean on the running back to block, or maybe a tight end. Get Jed in a tight end set and make him block.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are about 6.5 minutes from game time. We are going to head to a short commercial break, and we will be back with the Wolverines running out for their home opener against Pepperell. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.
Let's go, boys.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready? Hey!
They will now.
In public schools, every season brings new opportunities.
From building with your hands
To teamwork on the field.
Family on me, family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Family!
And creativity in the classroom.
where rhythm
and harmony
build the future.
Public schools also open doors to give back.
And to prepare for the future.
Public schools, endless possibilities, and it all starts here.
And we are back with the Wolverines captains getting set to walk out and meet the Pepperell captains. Tonight, as far as captains go, the Wolverines have Cannon Womack, Drew Dubel, Cash Christensen, and Wynn Garmany. The first two are Cannon Womack and Drew Dubel. Cannon had a great game on defense last week with 1 sack and 1 interception. That interception ended up leading to the Wolverines' second touchdown of the game. Drew Dubel had a great game on offense, having 17 receiving yards and almost a touchdown. It was just broken up by a great play by the Chat Prep defense.
Yeah, and the other two captains, first we'll highlight Cash Christensen, who is sadly out with a neck injury but brought so much to this team and means so much to them just mentally speaking. He's from what I've heard, he's like a ray of sunshine, even though he's injured. He is so happy to be there and be able to communicate with this team and keep them hype. And Wynn Garmany, the general, the quarterback, he has been so elite in the 2 games he's played that it's only right he's a captain. He had, of course, a big game, 120 passing yards, 7 rushing yards, but a rushing touchdown on top of those 7 rushing yards. And he was able to put his head down and get tough yards. I would love to see him continue to do that.
Yeah, he did have more rushing yards. He was just sacked a couple times, which put that number back down. Cash Christensen, he definitely can still play a big part on this team. He's a huge leader, and we know that a lot of the freshmen and sophomores are looking up to him. So he needs to know that he can still lead this team no matter whether he can play or not.
Absolutely. And something that I'm noticing on Pepperell's side, there are only 3 captains. On Pepperell's team, they've only sent out 3 players out of their entire roster. I don't know who these 3 players are. I would assume one of them is a running back, but one of them looked like an offensive or defensive lineman. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we have the rosters right here.
This is the updated roster.
It looks like the Wolverines are getting ready to walk out as soon as this handshake is done. We will let you know who won the toss as soon as we find out. Sorry if we are a little bit slow at the moment. We're training a couple new members of our camera crew.
Yep, we got one of our camera people on the ground's brother decided to join, and the superintendent's son, Alan Engel, is here. Shout out, Mr. Engel. I'm sorry for yelling at your son last week.
So it looks like the captains for Pepperell are number 10, their quarterback, Riley McMillan, the transfer from Armurchie. And I believe it is number 25, CJ Birch. He is going to be their starting running back for most plays. He's their stronger running back. They're going to put him in when they need tougher yards. And then their other running back is going to be number 0, I believe. And he was very elite in their game against Adairsville last year. So it looks like the Wolverines will be receiving the opening kickoff from Pepperell. So the Wolverines will start their home opener with the ball this season.
Some people to highlight for the Dade County Wolverines this week. Bryson Bethune, cornerback. Jack Floyd already highlighted him with all the interceptions he had, with the interception he had. Another cornerback, both of them relatively inexperienced in the position, but have both looked great. Drew Dubel, kickoffs, looked amazing at what he did.
Yeah, that is one thing that we were not expecting. The Wolverines' kicking game has been a little bit rough over the past year or two, but Drew Dubel really was a highlight last week with his kickoffs going well into the end zone on some of them. And then we also had
Look at who the flag bearers are.
Braden Moreland, I'm pretty sure. He was our PAT kicker. It seems like he's going to be doing that for this season as well as backup quarterback. So we are hoping to see him put on a better performance than he did last week, as he was 0 for 1 as far as PATs went.
I'd like to shout out this student section real quick. We got some kids with painted chests. I am so happy I'm so happy that high school football's back, Cruz. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm going to be honest. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't fall back asleep. I am so excited to watch this Wolverines team play in front of this home crowd that they are going to be so hype. I cannot wait.
Yeah, this is definitely a better Wolverines team than we saw last year, and we are ready to see it. The Wolverines have number 10, Evan Mims, number 20, Hayden Dunn in the backfield to receive this kick, as well as number 4, I believe, Caden Williams.
Yes, Evan Mims and Hayden Dunn, actually. Hayden Dunn is probably, from what I've heard, he's probably the starting running back for the Wolverines. We'd love to see him get a couple touches early here and see if we can't break through this Pepperell D-line early.
Yeah, this is a pretty strong Pepperell D-line. However, they did show in their game against Adairsville that they will wear down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And here comes the opening kickoff, and it's a pretty good one. It's going to be Evan Mims who receives it. He's out to about the 20. He breaks one tackle. He's free. He's down at the 30. So a great return for the Wolverines to start the year. He breaks about 2 or 3 tackles before he is finally taken down.
Absolutely. You love to see that. You want to see Evan Mims. I believe he's going to be – I think he's going to be a slot receiver for the Wolverines. Maybe him and Hayden Dunn swap out a slot receiver. I think he's going to be a deep cornerback that plays kind of behind Jack Floyd and Bryson Bethune on defense, just basing off the interception he got last year being so deep. So he could be safety, deep corner. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, so this Wolverine offense is going to start their drive on the 31-yard line. 1st and 10. We've got Wynn Garmany and Hayden Dunn in the backfield right next to him. So we'll see what the play call is to start this game for the Wolverines. He sets Evan Mims in motion.
I think
and the snap. And it's going to be a handoff immediately to Hayden Dunn, and he is free. He's at the 50, 40, 30,
flag,
25,
flag
20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Wolverines.
There is a flag back here, so we might get a holding call. I'm not sure.
We will see what that is, but if it stands, it's a 69-yard touchdown rush for
Even
Hayden
if it doesn't
Dunn.
stand, what a way. What a way to start it out. One of the highlights being get the run game moving, and it's going to be on Pepperell. Touchdown, Wolverines.
What a way to start right after the bad running game last week against Chattanooga Prep. This is exactly what this Wolverine team needed.
One thing I want to highlight, people at On3 Sports decide to make the Wolverines 34-point dogs. I'm not sure what they were thinking. Are the Wolverines going for 2?
Yes, they are. It looks like they're lined up in a trick formation with just the center and Wynn Garmany in the backfield, and the rest of the O-line is lined up to his left. So we'll see what this is. Garmany puts Hayden Dunn in motion, and now he's going to motion the rest of the O-line back into the it looks like it's going to be a kick from Hayden Dunn. He's going to kick a PAT.
Wow, that was very strange.
And the kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 Wolverines to start this game.
What a way to start it. We'll be back in 37s with more DCHS football on DCTV.
I've got more on the line because I've trained too hard to let them know.
Some people chase dreams. I ran from reality. Every day, it's the same battle. Me versus that voice.
Discipline isn't what I do, it's who I am.
So when that moment finally comes, I don't rise to it, I return to it.
Powerade, it takes more.
And we are back as Drew Double is set to kick, and it is a great kick. It's going to be all the way back to the 7-yard line. Pepperell is going to start returning it, and he's breaking free. He's still not down. He's still moving, and he's finally knocked out of bounds around the 50-yard line. So a great return for Pepperell as well. He's going to be around the 50 or 47-yard line.
Not what you want to see from the Wolverines return team, but it's all right. You know, they're riding high off adrenaline. Drew was sending kicks into the end zone at Findlay earlier, so that one looked like a bit more of a line drive, kind of giving them the opportunity to return it. Maybe if he can, there's a flag on the play, actually, so this is going to get called back. Holding on Pepperell, bring him back. So I'm not sure. It looks like they're going to start it at the 23? 23, I believe. No, whoa, way further back, I think.
It looks like the Pepperell Dragons are going to start their drive around the 9-yard line.
Oh, wow.
Or they just moved it up a little bit more. It's going to be around the 15. So that is a huge break for the Wolverines, especially after that touchdown. So now the defense has a long field behind them. So
absolutely, and you want to see this. You want to put pressure on this quarterback immediately, or if they run the ball, stuff this run.
Yeah,
Do not let them get a big gain.
They are in run formation. They set a man in motion. It's going to be a pass,
start.
And it might be a false start on Pepperell. There's a flag thrown immediately, and the play is called dead.
False start,
yes, Pepperell.
It is. What?
So the Wolverines are catching a pretty huge break with penalties early. That is something that we also saw against Chattanooga Prep.
I'm not sure if it's something the Wolverines do on defense. It's like maybe a late shift, like we saw Georgia do, I think, 2021, where they'd like incorporate a late shift, cause teams to jump off sides or maybe take longer to get the snaps off. Oh, whoa.
And it looks like Dade County is now going to jump off sides, and it is going to be just brought right back to where it was. So it's going to be 1st and 10 once again for the Pepperell Dragons. Just about everyone on the D-line for Dade County jumped off sides.
Yeah, I'm ready to see this first. I'm ready to see the first snap. Oh, my goodness.
It looks like Pepperell is still in the same formation. Looks like it's going to be a run play. And it's going to be a handoff to number 26, and he's going to be taken down. He's got about 5 yards on the play. That was number 26, Dwight Chapman. He was the running back with the 64-yard run last week.
Yeah, 64-yard run against Adairsville.
He is super explosive, so the Wolverines will need to contain him this week.
Definitely, and a great job there. That run got to the outside, and Dade County very much minimized it.
Yeah, that was a lot better look than the Wolverines had last week. It's a run right up the middle, and he's stopped immediately. Maybe he might have gotten a yard. It looks like he was stopped immediately, though, so it is going to be 3rd and about 2 for the Dragons on
that was one
first
thing
drive.
The Wolverines looked super promising at was whenever they run in between the tackles, this Wolverines D-line and the linebackers crash on it, and they do a great job minimizing the run. Also, something I've noticed is that Pepperell looks like they're setting up to run a bunch of jet sweeps and get the ball to the outside. So if the Wolverines really, really, really need to stop that.
They're in the exact same formation they've been in all drive, and it's going to be a QB sneak right up the middle, and it looks like he's going to get it. And he's going to get about to the 32-yard line before he is finally taken down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons.
Yeah, the Dragons have not lined up outside of the quarterback under center. I don't know if the quarterback's taking a snap going to him. Does their center have issues, or is that just how their playbook goes? I don't know. It looks like they're running sort of a triple threat kind of offense, moving under center all the time. Single back formation here, 2 receivers.
Yeah, that's the formation they've ran all game so far. And from some of the film that I saw for their game against Adairsville, that's exactly what they ran last week. And that run is going to be for about 6 yards. They're going to get about to the 40 or 39-yard line.
Yeah, we haven't seen Riley Milliken drop back to throw the ball yet. It's only a matter of time because from what I've heard, they have some pretty good receivers and they do like to throw the ball a little bit. So, maybe they're just testing this Wolverine defense, trying to get them to bite on runs. And it looks like he might go out of the
right
shotgun.
on cue. They're lined up in the shotgun formation.
Or is he just communicating to the running back to go, nope, more of a pistol formation kind of?
And there's going to be a timeout called by Pepperell, so that's going to be their first time out of the half.
We will be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Coach Freeman.
Hey, what's up?
This is Shane Gillis. He's one of our newest donors.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Hey, good to meet you.
We've met a bunch of times. Coach, I got to tell you, his donations do come with some requests.
Okay, like?
And he also wants his own whistle.
Whistle?
Let's go! Here we go. Another play.
Here we go. Another play. Run it back. I didn't love it.
More Dade County football. The Wolverines defense is back out on the field with the Pepperell offense coming behind them. It's going to be about 2nd and 3 for the Dragons.
Cruz, I don't know about you, but I still cannot believe the first touchdown was a big running touchdown, especially after what we saw against Bowden and Chat Prep. To be able to see that run game get moving, it brings me so much hope that the pass game will follow and that the Wolverines will be able to open the playbook more in the second drive.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed to see. McMillan is back, and he snaps the ball, and it's going to be right up the middle. He's taken down immediately for just a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and 2 for the Dragons on this next play.
Wolverines got to stack the box. They're running the ball up the middle, or it's a jet sweep. They gotta keep people close to the line. They've not thrown the ball yet, and I don't believe 3rd and 2nd would be a situation to turn away from the run. That's been pretty successful for them so far.
Yeah, this Wolverine defense is great against runs up the middle. However, outside runs is going to have to be something to be worked on.
Absolutely. The Wolverines got that they do have to watch the pass just in case.
And here's the snap. It's going to be another one of those QB sneaks, and it looks like he's going to get it, and once again, a little bit more before he is finally taken down. He's going to be taken down right around the 45-yard line, so it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Pepperell.
Second time they've ran a quarterback sneak. I think what the Wolverines have to do is try to keep Pepperell in 3rd and long because that quarterback sneak, the Wolverines have not been able to stop it. They have to try to slow down the run with looks like dual to the right. Maybe first passing play here. Looks like they're going to go from the pistol formation.
Yeah, this is that formation that they showed when they ran the jet sweep a couple plays ago. So we'll see if they do decide to pass the ball for the first time tonight right here.
Wolverine secondary looks ready.
Here's the snap, and it's
going
to be a flea flicker.
Ball's on the ground.
And
fumble again.
And he's going to be called down. So Pepperell's going to lose about 7 yards on that sack. That was by Bryson Bethune.
Based on who was celebrating, throwing up, shaking their hands, 56, Rusty Hartline. What a play. Tried a little trickery flea flicker, and the running back just didn't get a good handle on the ball to throw it back, and the Wolverines were there immediately. 2nd and 18, that is what this Wolverine defense needs, to have a bunch of yards to lean back on 2nd down and maybe 3rd down.
Yeah, the Wolverines thought they had the fumble recovery right there as Bryson Bethune was on top of the ball right after Rusty hit the quarterback and slammed him into the ground. Pepperell is back, and they are in a shotgun formation right here.
Who knows? Maybe Riley Milliken's getting flashbacks from last year with our Murchie.
And here's the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. That was number 1. That was Chance Hopper, their backup quarterback. He's a sophomore this year. So we'll see if that's who we see if Riley McMillan is not able to have a good game this week. He lost about, I think, 1 more yard on that play, so it's going to be 3rd and 18 on this play.
One thing the Wolverines struggled with last week as well that I kind of forgot about was the quarterback runs. Whenever Chat Prep's quarterback would take off with the ball, the Wolverines would have some problem stopping him and gave up a couple of big explosive running plays.
Yeah, so far that's looked better. And there's a flag thrown immediately. I think this is a false start on the Dragons, so this could push them back even further.
3rd and
we'll see what the call
already. Is. We're going to get a false start. Pepperell.
Yeah, so this is going to be 3rd and 23. So this is a definite passing situation for the Dragons. So we'll see what this secondary can do against this sophomore quarterback, Chance Hopper.
Gonna be honest, I don't think the Wolverines could have had a better start to this game. Big running play, and they've been able to shut down whenever Pepperell has dropped back to pass. Big plays by this defense stopping them, and they've only dropped back once, and that looked like the second one, but a false start.
Yeah, this is a great start for both offense and defense. The secondary's back a little bit on this play. We'll see. He sets a man in motion and fakes 2 handoffs, and it's just going to be a short pass. It's incomplete, so it's going to be 4th and 23. There's a flag thrown late, though.
Hey, what could that be for? I want maybe a legal man downfield. That offensive lineman looked a little bit further up, because an eligible receiver downfield.
Yes, that
offense, of course, is going to be declined. 4th and 24. This Wolverine defense gets stopped. Sorry for struggling. This Wolverine offense gets to come back out on the field.
Yeah, this is another great start right after the great start against Chattanooga Prep. Just got to get things to keep rolling. Last week we kind of died down against Chattanooga Prep. We cannot allow that to happen against this Pepperell team, who is a lot more skilled than the Chattanooga Prep team we saw last week. And they're going to punt the ball, and it's a high punt, but not very far. It's going to be fair caught around the 40-yard line by Hayden Dunn. So that is where the Wolverines will start their second offensive drive.
We will be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Let's go, boy.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready?
They will now.
And we are back as the Wolverines are lined up in the shotgun formation once again. It's going to be another handoff to Hayden Dunn, and he is going to get about 4 before he is taken down. So another decent run by Hayden Dunn. He broke about a tackle and then was finally pulled down after dragging our linebacker or two.
Absolutely. Wolverines, that's the kind of first down play you would like to have. Just a short run to kind of establish it, and now that's going to open up a lot of things for this passing game to maybe go deep here.
Yeah, this time we've got Colt Owens, number 14, in the backfield for the Wolverines. So we'll see if they decide to pass or just keep the run game going. It's going to be another run, but Colt Owens is going to be – he was stopped pretty quickly, but then he was hit and gained about a yard off the hit, so it's going to be 3rd and about 6 for the Wolverines.
Wolverines trying to – I think what the Wolverines doing here is just trying to wear down this Pepperell front, especially seeing how they gave up big plays against the Daresville. Wolverines probably just trying to wear them down. So when probably this play right here, 3rd and 6, I would expect a pass.
Yeah, I would expect a pass or a quarterback run. I did hear that the Wolverines had a few designed runs for Win Garmany this week. After last week, he was able to use his legs a little bit with the rushing touchdown. And I thought that was going to be offsides on Pepperell, as a couple of their players jumped, but it was not called.
Yeah, Pepperell lined up far off the ball, so that guy that jumped maybe a yard off, so they don't really have to.
It's a bad handoff. It looked like the running back, Colt Owens, I believe, tried to take the ball, so it may have been a miscommunication between him and Win Garmany. So that is going to hurt the Wolverines a little bit. It's going to be 4th and 8. It looks like Win Garmany is going back into the punt position as he did against Chattanooga Prep.
Yeah, he was a very good punter against Chattanooga Prep. So it's not going to be necessarily a bad thing. Like last year whenever they ran pooch punts because the long snapper was injured, that did not work very well. This giving him more space, and he was able to really get him off against Chat Prep.
Yeah, I think we will eventually see a fake punt, but not tonight, I don't think. It's going to be a decent little punt by Win Garmany. That ball is going to be taken to about the 11-yard line, so that's a great punt for the Wolverines. That's going to set the Pepperell defense back once again for bad field position.
We will be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
We just ruined somebody's day.
And we are back as Pepperell is lining up, and Riley McMillan is back in the game, so it looks like they made that swap once again. He's lined up with his running back, number 26, right behind him. It's going to be a little toss to him back, and he's going to gain about 2 yards before he is taken down and the whistles are blown. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Dragons.
Great job there by the Wolverines stopping the run. One thing I'm noticing when Riley Milliken is in the game, the Pepperell Dragons are running the ball every time. So I don't know, maybe they don't trust him. Maybe he's just maybe he's better at taking snaps or something. I don't know. Maybe he knows the playbook better. But he's not dropped back to pass once, while Chase Hopper has had 2 opportunities to drop back and pass.
He's going to take another snap in what looks like is a run formation. It's going to be another running play, and he's hit immediately for a loss of 1 yard on that play. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Dragons. I did notice on that play, Chance Hopper, their backup quarterback who was in the quarterback position a little bit last drive, has been lined up in wide receiver position. So I wonder if that could be used by Pepperell as some sort of fake pass or something, where they could pass it to him behind the line and then he could go for a deep ball. So that is one thing the Wolverines will need to watch for.
Yeah, one thing with that is it kind of brings me back to the Tryon game with Dade County when H threw the ball to Cash, got a big touchdown. Maybe they're setting that up.
Yeah, when you have a receiver that can also be a quarterback, that can be used pretty well.
Pressure off the edge.
And that is almost intercepted, as Riley McMillan was pressured immediately by, I believe, Cannon Womack and Rusty Hartline, and he almost was forced into a bad pass. So it's going to be 4th and 9 for the Dragons.
Rusty Hartline is doing a great job this game. He's gotten pressure on maybe 3 plays so far. That time, he came untouched off the edge. It looked like they were setting up a screen pass off to the outside with that running back. So I guess whenever they pulled their offensive lineman, they didn't account for Rusty coming off the edge. And I thought he was either going to get the sack, but when I saw the ball pop up, I didn't know who was in that little pile of a Pepperell player, maybe 2 Pepperell players and a Dade player, but I thought they could have intercepted it.
So Chance Hopper is back in the punter position. So it looks like he's just being used as a utility player tonight, and that was a bad snap, and it's going to be received, and that is dropped by Hayden Dunn, and that's going to be Pepperell ball around the 41-yard line. So that's the first big mistake by the Wolverines that we've seen tonight, and hopefully the last.
You can't have that happen. Although it was a very tough play for Hayden Dunn, he had to run up maybe 20 yards and kind of dive out for that ball. I think what he could have done was just kind of let it bounce, because it looked like it was angling out of bounds on the Wolverines sideline. Probably would have been at the 45 on our side, maybe 50, but that's just a mistake that's going to happen.
Yeah, when you have to dive for a ball like that, it's better to just let it go, especially when it's only around the 40-yard line. It was a bad punt and a bad snap, so just a huge break for the Dragons right there. Hopefully it doesn't turn into anything as this Wolverine defense is back out on the field.
Yeah, Wolverine defense has to get another stop here. Maybe a little bit tired, but I'm sure they're good.
And here's the snap to McMillan. It's going to be just another handoff, and he's going to be shoestring tackled for about 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Dragons.
Looked like more of a counter play there, kind of faked to the right side, handed off to the left, and had a fullback, it seemed like. Maybe their backup running back, fullback, leading him through that D-line for the Wolverines, but the Wolverines still making a stop before they can get 5 yards.
Yeah, I'm expecting some more passes soon for both the Dragons and the Wolverines, as this game has been purely running so far. I have a feeling the Dragons are planning a run soon.
With only about a minute left in the first quarter, we have seen maybe 3 passes in total, and they've all been from Pepperell.
Yeah, it looks like the Wolverines are lining up to blitz right here, and it is going to be a pass, and it's he kind of faked it, and he loses the ball. It's received by the Wolverines. Wolverine football.
There we go. That is the break you need. Whenever you turn the ball over, you get it right back. What a job for this Wolverine defense. Drop back, and I don't know if he pump faked it. The ball maybe slipped out of his hand. He had a bad grip, but he pulled it back. And then I'm not too sure who
I believe
hit him
it was
on that.
Rusty Hartline who got the ball.
Hartline.
He's been a great defensive player for the Wolverines this game.
I believe it was number 50 who put the hit on him, Wyatt Hurst. Hit him from kind of the side, maybe where the ball was, just popped it out. And Rusty Hartline was right there to get it. What a break from the Wolverines.
So this offense is back out on the field now in shotgun formation once again. We'll see if Wolverines decide to pass a little bit more this drive.
I would expect this to be a run play.
And it is going to be a pass. Wolverines looking deep, and it's Hayden White who it is going to be intercepted as the pass was just too far to the right for Hayden White. And it is going to be Pepperell ball around the 7-yard line.
Just going turnover for turnover here, it feels like. What happened there, Pepperell blitzed, and the offensive line was not able to pick it up and give Wynn enough time. Wynn threw it. He got hit, and it just kind of spiraled out of his hands. We know he has a lot more power than that, so not a great way to start the passing for the Wolverines, but I'm sure we'll see more of it.
Yeah, he definitely felt the pressure on that play. That is one thing that was my key to the game. Give Wynn more time in the pocket to pass the ball, because last week he had almost no time. He had to roll out of that pocket just about every play, as that Chattanooga Prep defensive line is one of the better ones in our area by far.
Absolutely, but the Wolverines just need to be able to shut down the blitz a little bit more. It looks like Chance Hopper's in the pocket. I'd expect a pass here.
Yeah, he is in the game as quarterback, and it's another bad snap.
Wow.
And Pepperell jumps back on it, but they're going to lose about 4 yards, so it's going to be, I believe, 2nd and 13 or 14 for
Both
the
of
Dragons.
these teams just struggling here late in the first quarter to get anything going. Pepperell fumble or bad reception on the punt for the Wolverines. Pepperell fumble, Day County interception. Pepperell almost fumbling again. It's really going to be whoever can capitalize on these errors by both teams.
Yeah, this Pepperell center, I believe it is number 66, Evan Tate. He is a freshman, so he is not experienced this year.
We've got about, I'd give it 32 seconds left before we enter the second quarter, and this Wolverine defense has them, I would say 3 or 4, maybe in between it. I can't really tell from here because of the side of the field. We're closer to leaving the field. Oh, nope, they've extended it to 40 seconds. I guess maybe had the clock running a little bit after the fumble.
Yeah, they did change the clock right there. So it's going to be a snap. Once again, it's going to be to Chance Hopper. And it's going to be a quarterback run. And he is tackled immediately for a gain of no yards.
Looked like that was number... I couldn't really tell. It looked like a single-digit number, but I don't know. Actually, Cruz, do you have any idea who that could have been?
No, I'm not sure who that was. We didn't have a good angle on it. We've got about 15 seconds with this clock running. It looks like Pepperell may just let it run out.
Well, they just stopped the clock there for a split second, kept it running. Also, it only says second down on the clock here, but it is third down.
Once again, Chance Hopper is the quarterback.
Oh, they're going to snap it.
It's another quarterback run, and he is going to get right back to where they started the drive. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
No, I believe it's fourth. It's actually 4th down, and we'll be back in a minute with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Welcome to Day County High Schools, where we live by public schools' endless possibilities.
We start early, from elementary through middle school and finally high school. Exploring careers and learning real-world skills. From healthcare to media and broadcasting, and even to agriculture, where we learn responsibility, hard work, and leadership, building skills that last a lifetime. technology to innovation and problem solving, the possibilities are endless. Sharing meals, building friendships, and growing together. Creativity shines in every corner. Performing, expressing, and inspiring. With endless opportunities to show your spirit. In the classroom, on the field, or in the community. Because learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Dade County Schools, where endless possibilities begin.
In every neighborhood, every street, and every community, there's a place where possibilities aren't just dreams, they're reality. And for us, that place is DCHS. A place where potential grows and futures are forged. Every student who walks through these doors carries the potential to create, innovate.
And we are back for the second quarter of this Dade County versus Pepperell Dragons game. It looks like it's going to be 3rd and 10. We thought it was 4th down, but it looks like there may have been a flag somewhere that we didn't see or pick up on. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 as the Dragons start their second quarter.
Is that Chase Hopper in the backfield?
Yeah, it is Chance Hopper in the backfield as quarterback. Hopper. He's going to take the snap, and it's going to be a passing play, and he's blitzed pretty quickly, and he's going to have to get it off quick, and it is going to be complete, I believe, for a first down to number 26. I believe that is their running back. Yeah, that is Dwight Chapman. So it's going to be 1st and 10, I believe, for the Dragons.
Pressure off our near side by Cannon Womack.
It looks like it's going to be 4th and 1. Whoa. I may have read that wrong. So we'll see what the Dragons decide to do here.
I definitely thought he got it. It looks like they're going to punt, which is the smart thing to do, especially because they're so deep. It did look like he got the first down, but one thing that did happen positive for the Wolverines on that play, got immediate pressure. And
yeah,
it was Cannon Womack off our near side, number 2, just untouched, running right at him. I thought maybe we could get a safety.
It's another bad snap by this center. And not a great punt, but this one is received well. That wasn't Hayden Dunn, though, but that was number 10, Evan Mims. So the Wolverines are going to start their first offensive drive of the second on the 45-yard line of Pepperell.
We'll be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Coach Freeman.
Hey, what's up?
This is Shane Gillis. He's one of our newest donors.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Hey, good to meet you.
We've met a bunch of times. Coach, I got to tell you, his donations do come with some requests.
Okay, like?
And he also wants his own whistle.
Whistle?
And we are back with the Wolverines lined up and Wynn Garmany and Hayden Dunn in the backfield. It's going to be a pass. Wynn Garmany's going to roll out of the pocket, and it's going to be a deep pass to Drew Double, but it's going to be out of bounds and over his head. So that's going to be incomplete and 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines.
Just overthrown. One thing we didn't really see the Wolverines do a lot of against Chat Prep was those rollout passes, which Wynn Garmany's really good at. We saw him rolling out, but it was more from the pressure Chat Prep created. But that one was a designed rollout, which he did a lot against Bowden, but a great job by the Pepperell defense to roll out with him and kind of put pressure in his face and force him to make sort of a tough, bad throw to Drew Double.
Yeah, that was not the Wynn Garmany that we saw last week whenever he had to roll out of the pocket. Last week he was pretty good rolling out of that pocket and throwing on the run. Here's the snap. It's going to be a short pass. It's going to be to Drew Double, but it is knocked out immediately for an incompletion. He was hit pretty hard by the safety, number 1, I believe, Chance Hopper. He's had a pretty decent game for the Dragons so far.
It was a big hit. We have some Pepperell coaches beside us that were thinking that could be an interception. I see what they were talking about. Their cornerback, I believe, number 0. We don't have him on the roster. Number 0, he lurked up and guarded the guy second closest to us, and I guess they were assuming he would jump up and try to intercept that, but he didn't, and the safety, whoever that was, I believe it was number 2, Carson Crabtree, laid a big hit on Drew, but he's good.
Yeah, he is still lined up. I would expect a pass here for the Wolverines on 3rd and 10, and it's going to be a designed run for Wynn, but the play is blown dead. I'm not sure. It's going to be a false start on the Wolverines, it looks like. So that's going to be 3rd and 15.
Wolverines gotta air the ball out here. They gotta keep Wynn in the pocket right here. They gotta try to keep him in the pocket and minimize this pass rush of Pepperell, which has seemed relatively good so far against this Wolverine O-line.
Yeah, it's been great ever since that rushing touchdown, which I don't really think they expected after Wolverines had a rough running game against Chattanooga Prep. So I think that definitely helped Hayden Dunn's breakout, as most of the safeties were more worried about the receivers than they were a run play.
I think what you do here is go deep to Drew Double
and it's going to be another designed run for Wynn Garmany, but he's only going to get about 6 yards, so it's going to be 4th and about 8 or 9 for the Wolverines. So we'll see what Coach Potion decides to do right here.
I would assume punt, but the Wolverines have gone for it in this sort of territory before. So it wouldn't surprise me if they gone for it, but I do believe the smart call here would be a punt, and I think they're bringing out the punt
team. Yeah, it looks like the punt team is going to come out, so the Wolverines drive will end around the 44-yard line.
Great field position for the Wolverines, just couldn't capitalize on it. And that's one thing against Chat Prep is that the Wolverines were able to capitalize on good field position. They haven't been able to so far, and the explosive pass plays also haven't been here yet.
Yeah, we'll see if Wynn Garmany can get a decent punt to put Pepperell back in bad field position like they have been all game. And it's a short punt, but it looks good if it can get out of bounds. No, it just barely gets into the end zone. So the Pepperell Dragons will start their drive on the 20-yard line.
We'll be back in roughly 30 seconds. More DCHS football on DCTV.
Let's go, boys.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready? Hey!
They will now.
And we are back as the Dragons offense is running onto the field. It looks like it's going to be
1st and 10.
I can't tell who the quarterback is right here. It looks like it might be Chance Hopper. Yeah, it is. He's going to set number 26 in motion, but it's going to be number 20, Zier Williams. He's listed as a wide receiver on the depth chart, but he was in the running back position for that play. That was a pretty shifty run. That was a 5-yard gain, I believe.
Yeah, I could definitely see his main position probably being a slot cornerback that's a little bit bigger, so they're fine with putting him in on 1st and 10 or 2nd and maybe long, just trying to get some shifty yards, as we're at 2nd and 5, and I'd like to see a negative play here for the Wolverines.
Yeah, they've got him back in the game, and the Wolverines have a player hurting. I can't tell who it is. It is number 55, Dominic Cluck. He's the senior who came to Dade County last year and did not start until this year. But he's been pretty good for the Wolverines so far this game.
Yeah, he's been a great addition up the middle. They bring in number 60, Trip Hill. Oh.
And the Wolverines, they jumped off sides on that play. So it is going to be 1st and 10 for the Pepperell Dragons, I believe.
Second time the Wolverines have jumped off sides. Chance Hopper going with the, the clap count. I'm not sure what the technical term would be for it, but he's done it a couple times. It's gotten the Wolverines jumping. So the Wolverines need to stay a little bit, further off the ball. But the Wolverines do such a big job of just getting pressure up the middle whenever they run it that I don't know if that's something that they want to do.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons. It is still number 20, Zier Williams, in the backfield with Chance Hopper. So we'll see if he remains the primary running back for this drive or if they decide to go back to number 25 or number 26. And he's going to get through for some yards. He's going to have about a 13-yard gain before he's finally taken down. And that's going to be another 1st down for the Dragons.
Big handoff to the outside, and that's one thing I highlight is that the Wolverine defense needs to do a better job sealing off the edges and stopping runs that get outside. Normally they've done a pretty good job of it so far, but you want to see them continue to be consistent about it.
The Dragons are moving fast right here. They almost got the Wolverines to jump back off sides, but they just barely held back, I believe. So it looks like he's maybe calling an audible. And he takes the snap. It's going to be a designed quarterback run, and he's going to get about 5 yards before he is taken down. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Dragons.
Good job by the Wolverines there, not allowing a big gain with that quarterback run. What the Wolverines really need to do right now is sit back and wait for that run because they have only ran the ball. The Wolverines need to be prepared. They need to bring the linebackers a little bit closer. Maybe back up the D-line a little bit because the quarterback doing a silent count, maybe just clapping a couple times, getting the Wolverines to be a little antsy and jump.
Yeah, they're back in the pistol formation, it looks like. And he takes the snap, and it's going to be a fake handoff, and it's going to be a designed quarterback run once again. He's broken free for some yardage, and he is finally taken down around the 22-yard line, I believe. So he's got a pretty decent gain, but he is slow to get on his feet. So, yeah, he's going to go off to the sideline. So I would expect probably Riley McMillan to come back in this game for the Dragons. We'll see if the Wolverines can take advantage of that, as McMillan has not had a good game so far.
Not what you want to see there for Pepperell, their best quarterback going out, but also not what you want to see from the Wolverines. They're getting on the edge. They are setting the edge, and they are getting big gains, which the Wolverines had been good at so far. The Wolverines still need to stay consistent in stopping them.
Yeah, it looks like it's Riley McMillan back in the game for Pepperell. We'll see. It's just going to be a run to number 20 once again, and he is taken down, but he's going to get about 9 or 10 yards before he is. So he's using that speed to just get quickly to the outside where the Wolverines are struggling to stop him.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing Pepperell do is that their running back lines off far. So I'd assume that means that most of those plays are going to be option plays that give the quarterback an ability to keep the ball if they want to, like we saw with Chase Hopper, or hand the ball off like we just saw. And we'll be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Let's go, boys.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready? Hey!
They will now.
And we are back with more Dade County football. The Pepperell Dragons are threatening to score right here as it is 2nd and 1. So we'll see if the Wolverines can have a stop in the red zone.
Yeah,
I don't think we've seen a whole lot of the Wolverine defense in the red zone, as most of Chattanooga Prep's scores were from deeper in the field in the red zone.
Yes, they were. One thing that you need to see from the Wolverines here, which is coming out of the timeout, they need to be ready for that inside run. It looks like Chance Hopper is back in the game. Maybe just tweaked his leg, but he looks like he's back and ready.
He's got number 20, Zier Williams, in the game right behind him, and it is going to be a flag. We'll see who this is called on.
I would assume false start Pepperell, just basing off how this game's
Yeah,
gone
this
so
is a
far.
false start, so it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Dragons. That's a good break for the Wolverines.
That is definitely what the Wolverines need. The Wolverines need to get them moving backwards, because whenever Pepperell's moving backwards, the Wolverines have found more success in stopping the run. So right now, the Wolverines need to be ready for a bounce to the outside.
So we've got the Wolverines line back up. We'll see if we see maybe a passing play here for the Dragons as they are in the red zone. It's just going to be a handoff as Zier Williams bounces off a couple tackles before he is finally brought down around the 3-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal deep in the red zone for the Dragons.
Pepperell doing a great job of capitalizing off the Wolverines' mistakes. So whenever the Wolverines kind of stalled out and on their end of the field, they've done a great job being able to drive the ball down. The Wolverines need to stack the box and get ready to make a stop.
It looks like the Dragons are back in the formation that they started this game in with. Well, it's actually going to be a Wildcat formation. It's going to be a touchdown for the Dragons to number 26, Dwight Chapman. So that's going to make it a 1-point game for the Dragons as they bring out their PAT unit.
Wolverines need to score here. But right now, Pepperell coming off that score, the Wolverines have to score and try to get that momentum back. Or, best case scenario here, Pepperell misses this kick. It's number 16 for Pepperell.
That is Spencer Baker. We'll see how he does. We did not have any stats on him from the Adairsville game, and that's a pretty good kick. It is going to be good. So that is going to be a 7-7 game as we are 6 minutes into the second quarter.
We will be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV. The Wolverines are back in their kickoff receiving formation with Hayden Dunn and Evan Mims as the two primary receivers for this kick.
The two returns we've seen this game in total, one from Pepperell, one from Dade, have both been really good. And I think one of those reasons is, at least the scrimmages I watched for Dade Bowden and Chat Prep, the kickoffs were just returner caught it or didn't catch it, and it was just marked down where it landed or where they caught it. So the Wolverines want to get another big return here.
And here's the kick, and it is going to be a pretty good one. A lot of spin on that one. It's going to be Caden Williams that receives it. He is about to the 30-yard line before he is spun down. So the Wolverines will start with a 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line, I believe.
Wolverines need to put together a drive here. They need to be able to throw the ball. Just start with some short passes, maybe a couple screen passes and jet sweeps. Show this Pepperell defense more wrinkles in the game than what they have.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Wayne Garmany add some passing yards to whatever it is that he has so far. It's not many, but we'll see if he can maybe hit Hayden White or Drew Duba, one of his outside receivers. It is looking like the Wolverines are going to be in more of a run formation to start the drive, though.
Yeah, I'd expect a run off to the left with, I actually can't tell who that running back is. I'd assume Hayden. No, it's Cannon Womack.
It's going to be Cannon Womack, and he gets to the outside, and he's going to get some yardage before he's still moving. It's going to be a 1st down, and he gets about 5 extra yards after that, so it's going to be a 1st and 10 around the 43-yard line for the Wolverines.
Great job, Ed. For some little bit of flashback last year, Cannon Womack kind of struggled the first position they put him at running back, and he found his legs. Cannon Womack found his legs and was able to get off some big runs and was one of the better rushers overall for Dade County last year, although he did only have a couple games back there.
Yeah, he had pretty good acceleration right there as he just blew past a Pepperell defender or two and then was finally shoved out of bounds.
Yeah, I also think he's kind of more of a power back.
It's a snap, and this is to Hayden Dunn, and he is broken free and is finally dragged down, and he's asking for a flag, but I don't think he's going to get this one. It's going to be another 1st down for the Wolverines as they're on the 31-yard line and threatening.
Yeah, I don't think – I kind of get why he called a flag. It could have been a face mask, but I do think the Pepperell defender just kind of grabbed the back of his helmet, which I don't know if that's a penalty or not. I don't believe it is.
It looks like the Pepperell Dragons are going to call a timeout, maybe to slow down this Wolverine offense.
Yeah, we will be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
And we are back as the Wolverine offense is back on the field waiting for that Pepperell defense. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Wolverines. They're about on the 31-yard line after that explosive run by Hayden Dunn.
2 explosive runs to our other side, 1 Cannon Womack, 1 Hayden Dunn, both sitting on the bench in front of us, just trying to cool down because they will be back on the field probably later this drive or on defense. One thing the Wolverines need to do is start to air this ball out. They need to try to find some big passes on this Pepperell secondary who has been relatively not tested. The couple passes that have been thrown were knocked down or just dropped. So right now, the Wolverines definitely need to get a big pass play here.
We've got Colt Owens in the backfield with Garmony. We'll see if they're back in the same formation that they were in for the Cannon Womack run. We'll see if it's going to be a designed run for Win Garmony. And he's going to get a few as the ball did come out, but it goes out of bounds. So that is a break for the Wolverines.
Big break.
He's going to get about 5 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Wolverines.
One thing the Wolverines need to focus on, ball security. A couple of turnovers here have kind of messed it up. One thing that we've seen a lot more design runs. One thing last week was whenever Win Garmony would run, it would normally be he was rolling out and just had to. There were a couple design runs, like his running touchdown was a design run to him or was a read option. Wolverines right here need to find their legs in the passing game because if they can't, then it's going to make them a pretty one-dimensional offense.
Yeah, the Wolverines, it looks like it's number 9, Nick Moreland, in the field or in the game for the Wolverines at the running back position. It's going to be a handoff to him, and he's going to get to the outside and gain about 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and short, maybe 3rd and 3 for the Wolverines.
One thing the Wolverines did a great job is bouncing it to the outside, finding creases on the outside, be able to get up. Of course, on that one, not as big of a gain, but still it's a good thing to see the Wolverines bounce out and try to find areas on the outside, on the left side, on the left and right side, not really trying to test this Pepperell defense up the middle because it seems they're pretty strong.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be Nick Moreland that stays in the game as running back for the Wolverines, so we'll see if we see a little bit more of him. It's going to be the same formation.
Timeout.
I think there is going to be a timeout called by the Wolverines, though, so that will be their 2nd of the half, I believe.
We will be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
And we are back as the Wolverine defense or the Wolverine offense and the Pepperell defense are making their way back out onto the field. The Wolverines have Win Garmony and Nick Moreland lined up in the backfield, it looks like, in that same formation that they've been in all drives. So we'll see if they decide to keep going with the run or if they maybe decide to change things up a little bit.
Yeah, it's that same formation except more stacked in the box heavy. I'd expect to run up the middle or run to the outside. Maybe try to jump them off sides. But one thing, maybe Wolverines do a rollout and try to get a guy on a short little out route, get the first down.
And it's going to be a snap. It's going to be a Win Garmony run. There's a flag thrown pretty quickly, but I think he is going to get the first down if the flag is not on the Wolverines.
No signal yet.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is.
It looks like it's on the Wolverines. False start offense.
Yeah, that is going to be a false start. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Wolverines. So I do think a passing play is in store for the Wolverines here.
Definitely.
As Hayden White is going into the game, as he hasn't been in the game all drive so far.
Yeah, I'd expect crossing routes, not deep, just little 5-yard crossing routes and try to make it 4th and 3, maybe 10-yard crossing route. Just try to make it either really close to the first down marker or just get the first down in general.
Yeah, the Wolverines have a couple different players coming into the game that we haven't seen yet. Jack Floyd is in the game for the Wolverines as Kai Clark comes out. We haven't seen any of him yet so far this game. He had a decent game against the Chattanooga Prep Sentinels. He had I believe, 2 or 3 completions. And that was, he was 2 for 3 with 21 receiving yards. So maybe we'll look to see a pass to him right here.
Yeah, we're looking at trips to the outside and Drew on the single coverage against 28, I think that is, maybe 26.
And it is going to be a snap, but it's the play is called dead again, and I think it's going to be another false start on the Wolverines. Yes, it is. So that's going to make it 3rd and 12 as the Wolverines are struggling right now.
3rd and 13. The Wolverines, it's been on these rollout passes that they've jumped off sides. Maybe just try to just get the ball.
Yeah, I believe that one was on number 4, Caden Williams. He is a sophomore this year. He was primarily JV last year.
Wolverines need to put some air under this pass. They need to go deep unless they want to try to test the leg of Braden Moreland. Or maybe Drew Double, because Drew Double could be the long-distance kicker and Braden Moreland be the PAT.
And he's going to move Drew over to the left side, and the Wolverines only have 2 receivers, both on the left side, so we'll see what the call is here. And it is going to be a pass. Garmany is pressured. It's going to be a deep pass. It's going to be over the head of the 2 receivers, so it's going to be 4th down and 13 for the Wolverines. That was intended for, I believe, Drew Double or number 13, Jax McMahon. That was the first that we've seen of him this season, as he was hurt during that Chattanooga prep game, which definitely set back our receiving core a little bit, but we'll see if he can maybe make a difference later in this game.
Yeah, right here, I'm not sure if I think Dade's going to punt the ball here, or, yeah.
No, I believe the Wolverines are going to go for this 4th down. Maybe try and get the offsides call to start, maybe. We've got Drew Double and I believe Caden Williams in running back, and it's just going to be a run to for Hayden Dunn. He's going to get about 5 before he is taken down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons on the 30-yard line as they start their next offensive drive, as well as he did against Chattanooga Prep. Whenever he was pressured against Chattanooga Prep, he was able to roll out of that pocket and get as many yards as he could if he had to run the ball, and he made a couple decent passes as well. This is going to be the first snap. It's going to be a handoff to number 20 as he is stopped immediately. He's going to lose 2 yards.
Big flag coming from way outside. I believe they're going to call a face mask, but the nearest line judge didn't call it, so I'm not too sure what that guy saw that the other line judge didn't, but I assume it's going to be face mask.
That's going to hurt the Wolverines a little bit. I believe that might have been on number 10, Evan Mims, as he was the first one to get to number 20, Zier Williams.
Waiting for the official signal because I don't know yet.
The refs are discussing this, so we'll see. It looks like they're discussing where it happened because the flag was thrown towards the middle of the sticks.
Face mask defense. Move them up 15. It'll be 1st and 10 at about the 44 maybe? 43.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see out of this Wolverine defense. After giving up a touchdown on Pepperell's last drive, and now they've already had a 15-yard penalty, even though they were able to make the stop pretty quickly. We just can't allow those penalties to happen.
Yeah, also kind of a weird place for that far line judge to open, the near one to not.
And it's going to be Chance Hopper as he moves, and he's going to complete the pass, I believe, to number 26. Oh, he's going to call it incomplete. Wow. I think the Wolverines caught a break right there, as I believe that was completed, but I'll take it.
From what I saw, that's 26.
Yeah, that is their running back, Dwight Chapman.
Yeah, it looked like half of his foot was kind of out of bounds from what I could tell.
Yeah, that could have been it.
I didn't have the best point of view of it, but it didn't look like he was in.
Yeah, so that's going to be 2nd and 10 on the 44-yard line for the Dragons. They've still got Chance Hopper in the game at quarterback, so he's not who we expected to see at quarterback this game, but he has been the primary guy so far ever since Riley McMillan had the rough first drive or two.
Yeah, I guess they must feel very comfortable with this kid at quarterback, especially him being the backup.
And looks like he's going to have to rush on this play. And
Flag, gonna get a holding
he's going to
call.
get a decent amount of yardage, but I believe Evan Mims was held by number 26, Dwight Chapman. So that is going to help the Wolverines out a little bit, even though he was able to break free for about 20 yards on that run.
Yeah, that's going to help the Wolverines, especially with it going to be 3rd and 10, I believe, on this play.
Well, that'll make it 2nd and 20 if the flag is a holding call. Yep, that is what it's going to be. So it's going to be 3rd and 20 for the – or 2nd and 20, sorry, for the Dragons around the 34-yard line.
Yeah, the Wolverines now kind of set them back to where they were to start this drive, just 5 yards up. Wolverines got to capitalize on this. They have to bet on the run here. And if it's a pass play, you need to have your corners relatively deep or your safeties relatively deep.
Yeah, we'll see what the call is here. They are in a running formation, it looks like. And he's going to take the snap. He sets a man in motion.
Oh.
That might be a false start on them. So we'll see what that is. It is a false start, so that's going to make it 2nd and 25 as this Pepperell offense is just struggling with the flags at the moment.
Backed them up to where they started the drive. And now it's 2nd down where they started the drive, so it's going to be twice as hard almost as before because now they have to go to the other side of the field to even get the first down. Currently at the 31 with 2:34 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, this is a pretty big break for the Wolverines, especially after that face mask call on Evan Mims. So the Wolverine D-line is in shambles a little bit. I believe Rusty Hartline almost jumped off sides, but he was able to keep himself back just far enough.
Yeah, I believe Poston probably made an adjustment. Was like, hey, stay off the line a little bit. They're getting you guys to jump.
It's going to be another run play by Zier Williams. He's going to get about 3. And so that's going to make it a 3rd and 22.
Yep, with about 2 minutes left in the first half, right now, the Wolverines have to capitalize on this. They have to be able to stop these. I would assume it's a pass play. Put your corners and safeties deep at, I would say, the line of scrimmage when it was 1st and 10 before all the penalties.
Yeah, with this pretty decent receiving core by Pepperell, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen more passes, but I would expect nothing other than a pass on this play unless they're just trying to catch the Wolverine defense off guard. Looks like the Wolverines are only going to send 3 on their defensive line. Well, Cannon Womack is going to come in from the linebacker position, so we'll see if that changes anything. It is going to be a handoff to Zier Williams. It is going to catch the Wolverines off guard, but he is going to be dragged out of bounds. He gained about 15 on the play, I believe, but that is not going to be enough, so it's going to be 4th and about 8 for the Dragons. So we'll see what the play call is. It looks like they are going to put their punt unit onto the field.
Yeah, less than a minute left remaining in the first half. The Wolverines have had a pretty good first half. The offense has kind of tapered off here after the first drive, but they're going to come out more fresh for the second half, and it's going to be the Wolverines defense we see first. So we're going to see if this Wolverines defense can stop the run.
There is only about 30 seconds left in this half, so I wonder, it looks like Pepperell may be spending as much clock as they can before having to punt this ball away so that the Wolverines don't have a chance to be on offense. It's their first decent punt or their first decent snap on a punt so far this game. Wolverines are just going to leave it alone, and there's going to be about 11 seconds left for the Wolverine offense. We'll see what the play call is right here, but I would guess the Wolverines will just knee the ball and go into the half.
Yeah.
We do apologize for the fogginess of this camera. We are having to go through a window, and it has been fogged up this entire second quarter, so we apologize for that.
Yes, so sorry. And the Wolverines right here, I don't know if they're going to knee it or if they're going to try to take a deep shot. It seems they're going to knee it, especially with, I believe that's Hayden Dunn way back there. So I'm assuming a knee here to take it to halftime.
Yeah, he's probably just in the game to make sure that that ball does not get past Wynn. Yep, that is going to be the end of the half for this game. It is 7-7 game. It's been a close one so far.
I'm very pleased with how this Wolverine running game has looked, but I'm shocked the Wolverine passing game has not been as electrifying as it was against Chat Prep, but I did expect that, especially with this Pepperell team being much better.
So we will send you to a break for the half. We will be back in this for the second half of this game and hoping to see the Wolverines offense get a little bit more started.
In public schools, we don't just imagine our futures, we make them real.
Mr. Biller's class have learned how to troubleshoot and use problem-solving skills and critical thinking skills in his class, and learn how to use 3D printing to make parts for the green power car they'll use to earn money for our class, and of course, open up different career paths for me for the future.
Being in healthcare has truly shown me how many possible career paths there are. Being able to work hands-on and learn about the things I'm interested in has really helped prepare me for the future. I've developed different medical skills and terminology, used teamwork, and learned the meaning of responsibility in this class. It has set me up for any path I choose to take.
This class has opened up a lot of possibilities for me because it showed me how many different career paths are in construction. Mr. Howard's class has taught me many skills like carpentry and electrical, and now I have the skills to pursue any career path I want in the construction industry.
In public schools, every student has endless possibilities.
In every neighborhood, every street, and every community, there's a place where possibilities aren't just dreams, they're reality. And for us, that place is DCHS. A place where potential grows and futures are forged. Every student who walks through these doors carries the potential to create, innovate, and grow. Not just for their future, but for the world around them. In the hands of every teacher and every student, there are resources to shape tomorrow's world. You'll find all the resources, support, and opportunities to reach your full potential within the heart of DCHS.
I've got more on the line because I've trained too hard to let up now.
Some people chase dreams. I ran from reality. Every day, it's the same battle. Me versus that voice.
Discipline isn't what I do, it's who I am.
So when that moment finally comes, I don't rise to it, I return to it.
Powerade, it takes more.
In public schools, every season brings new opportunities.
From building with your hands
To teamwork on the field.
Family on me, family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Family! And creativity in the classroom.
Where rhythm and harmony build the future. Public schools also open doors to give back.
And to prepare for the future.
Public schools, endless possibilities, and it all starts here.
Let's go, boys.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready? Hey!
They will now.
I've got more on the line because I've trained too hard to let up now.
Some people chase dreams. I ran from reality. Every day, it's the same battle. Me versus that voice.
Discipline isn't what I do, it's who I am.
So when that moment finally comes, I don't rise to it, I return to it.
Powerade, it takes more.
Let's go, boys.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready? Hike!
They will now.
And we are back after some audio technical difficulties. We apologize for that. The Wolverines were able to stop Pepperell on their first drive of the second half on offense and have just ran their first play where I believe Hayden Dunn lost about a yard on his first run of the half. So it's going to be 2nd and 11 around the 7-yard line for the Wolverines.
One thing the Wolverines definitely need to do is stop the option plays that that Pepperell has been able to be running. Was a bunch of big option plays that they got late in the first half, and something offensively, they need to get the pass game going. So
yeah, something's got to work out there. Wayne Garmany is going to take off on his own. He's going to just get back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and 11 for the Wolverines on their first drive.
Yeah.
So I would expect a pass right here for the Wolverines. Maybe something a little bit deeper or a medium pass. Evan Mims is going onto the field replacing Jax McMahon, so we might see a little bit out of him. He went 4 for 5 in that game against Chattanooga Prep, and I believe he had it was 44 receiving yards. He was our receiving leader in that game. He also had a touchdown and an interception, so we're looking to see more out of him to start this second half, and it is going to be a pass, and Wynn is going to go deep, and it is Evan Mims, but it is going to be overthrown by about a yard or two. So that is going to make it 4th and 11 for the Wolverines, as Wynn has just struggled to get this passing game going, where most of his passes tonight, I've noticed, have been a little bit overthrown.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening here, because at in Findlay, he looked super good, but right now he's struggling to get big passes off. Evan Mims beat his man on that deep crosser, or that deep post route, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but in that Chattanooga Prep game, he looked great in the passing game. Just about every pass was on key, but tonight he's definitely struggled. And it is going to be a punt for the Wolverines. That's a pretty good punt for win, and it's going to be a fair caught around the 41-yard line as Pepperell will start their second play of the second half, I'm sorry.
We'll be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Coach Freeman.
Hey, what's up?
This is Shane Gillis. He's one of our newest donors.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Hey, good to meet you.
We've met a bunch of times. Coach, I got to tell you, his donations do come with some requests.
Okay, like?
And he also wants his own whistle.
Whistle?
Let's go! Here we go. Another play.
Here we go. Another play. Run it back. I didn't love it.
And we are back with more Dade County football as Pepperell is lined up in the Wildcat formation, and number 26,
Flag, though.
Dwight
Flag on the
Chapman,
play.
he's been pretty dominant the second half.
Yeah.
In the two Wildcat formation plays that they've ran so far, he's gotten the first down on both of them. So we'll look to see if we can get better on that. The Wolverines do have a player limping a little bit. I believe that might be Hayden Dunn, so that would be a huge loss if he does have to come out of the game. He's trying to stay in at the moment.
A person on Pepperell's limping too, looks like 25.
That is their
CJ Birch.
backup running back.
CJ Birch, yeah. But a flag on Pepperell, which is a big break for the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was a false
5.
start, I believe. So that's going to be 1st and 15 for Pepperell.
Yeah, the Wolverines, once again, it looks like in the Wildcat, but that also looks like their quarterback. So
yeah, that is, I believe, Chance Hopper, and he is running the ball really well this second half so far. And that's going to be a first down, I believe, for the Dragons.
Yeah, they keep running from that same formation. This Wolverine defense has not been able to diagnose it. The last ones had been in a sort of Wildcat way, but that one was just their quarterback taking a direct snap and running it. So I'm not sure how they're running that. If it's once again in that same formation, the Wolverines know what's coming.
Yeah, it's just going to be a run right up the middle or right to the outside, and Evan Mims is going to hit him quickly for, I believe he's going to get about 3 or 4 on the play. So that's going to make it 2nd and 6 for the Dragons.
Yeah, Wolverines desperately need to get a stop here. They are on their back foot. They probably need to hope that this snap's bad, or that they just, I don't know, get a penalty, because they cannot stop this play.
It's just another run up the middle by Chance Hopper, and he is once again stopped by, I think that was Jax McMahon. He's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Dragons on this play. They've run about that exact same play so far, every play this second half, and so far it's worked. They did run into some penalty trouble the first drive of this half, and it ended up leading to a break for the Wolverines as they got the ball.
Wolverines really need to stack the box here, get ready for it, and they
do. They stop him pretty quickly, but he's still going to get about 3 for the first down. So that's going to make it 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line as the Dragons are threatening in the red zone.
The student section is still very packed and very happy that Wolverine football is back, but I'm sure they would like to see more results from this offense and another big stop from this defense.
Yeah, it'd be a great way to start the second half if we can get a stop on defense right here, especially in this red zone where Pepperell was able to score their first touchdown of this game in the first half, and that's just another designed run right up the middle where he's still going to get about 4 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Dragons.
Defense needs, and I mean needs, to put some new personnel out there, get some big guys on the D line, and just set the tone. Just try to push them back. Try to win at the line of scrimmage. But they're bringing in a bunch of new guys, including Riley McMillan, who's now coming in. So I'd expect a handoff here.
Yeah, this will probably be a handoff or a pass, as I don't think he's had many rushes himself so far this game. They do have a new running back in the game. I don't think we've seen him yet. It is number 35. He is new this game, and that is
Toss play flag, though.
Jamison Kinborough. And there is a flag down, but it looks like they might. Yeah, they've got the first down if the flag is on the Wolverines.
I would expect a false start at the just based off every single offensive penalty. I'm expecting a false start.
Yeah, the whistles were blown pretty early. It is a flag on the Dragons, so that is going to put them back. The Wolverines have a player hurting. I think that still is Hayden Dunn.
I don't know if
he stayed on the field, but he is hopping around and looks like he's struggling so far this drive. I'm not sure why he hasn't been taken out or anything yet.
Hurting more so or just exhausted from how long and drawn out this drive has been by this Pepperell defense, just grinding against this Wolverine offense. And it's already only 2 minutes left in the third quarter. The Wolverines haven't even sniffed the ball.
Yeah, it's 2nd down and 12 for the Dragons.
I would expect
it. And it is going to be a timeout by the Pepperell Dragons.
Basing off that formation, I would have expected probably a toss. We'll be back in 30 seconds when we're DCHS football on DCTV.
Oh, what was that? Ow! Eli, you idiot! We just ruined somebody's day.
And we are back with more Dade County football as we are still waiting for these two teams to come back out onto the field. The Wolverines need a stop right here as it is going to be 2nd and 12 with the Pepperell Dragons trying to threaten to get back in that red zone.
Most definitely. Just going based off how this Wolverine or this Pepperell Dragons offense has moved, I'd expect a toss or them to come out in the Wildcat formation. Those have been the two big plays they've ran really this whole time.
And it looks like both Chance Hopper and Riley McMillan are going to be in the play, so Riley McMillan will take the snap, and it looks like he has number 26, Dwight Chapman, behind him. And it is going to be a toss to him, and the Wolverines were ready for him, and they stopped him immediately
I
for
think
no
we're going to
gain.
get a block in the back or a holding on Pepperell. It looked like on the edge. I think it was number 2, Cannon Womack.
It's going to be
held.
a face mask on the Dragons, so that is going to push them back 15 more yards. So that's going to make it 2nd and 28, I believe.
27. Sorry. Oh, wait, no. I don't know if it was a face mask because they're only putting them back 10, it looks like. Yeah, it only says 2nd and 22 unless they add extra on the scoreboard here.
Okay, they called a hold. It looked like a face mask from up here.
So, I think if you're the Wolverines here, you got to play back. I think you play your safeties back further in case they do have a big run. So hopefully they can make the tackle. But I think you play up with the linebackers and play up with the defense with the D line. Because if I had to guess right here, I would guess a jet sweep motion into the toss.
It is number 20, Zier Williams, back in the game. He is their shiftier running back, but it's going to be a jet sweep type play to Chance Hopper, their backup running back, and he's going to be pulled out of bounds around the 23-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd and 13 for the Dragons.
Wolverines got to get a stop here. They got to hold them to only, I would say, at most 5 yards. If they can hold them to only 5 yards, Pepperell's going to have a tough decision whether they want to go for it because it's 3rd and 16, so it'll be 3rd and 11. I would assume they'll try a pretty tough field goal.
Yeah, I agree. Their kicker did look pretty good on the one PAT that he has kicked so far. He had plenty of distance. We'll see if he does have the accuracy, though, as long as the Wolverines can get the stop. It's going to be Riley McMillan still in the game with Zier Williams right behind him.
If I had to guess, I would say toss or pass.
And it is going to be a pass, but he has gotten to immediately. And it is going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to be 4th and 14 for the Pepperell Dragons as the Wolverines come up with a big stop as Jax McMahon was able to pressure the quarterback.
What a job by this Wolverine defense making a stand here. And it kind of looked like there was some odd miscommunication in the backfield of Pepperell. It looked like their quarterback and running back kind of ran in the same direction and didn't really know what to do. So if I had, it looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they are going to go for it. Their kicker is not in the game, who is number 16, Spencer Baker. We saw him kick the PAT, and that's it so far. But he's going to remain out of this game so far.
Especially in high school, this is kind of a no man's land. It's way too close to punt, and I believe it's way too far for most high school kickers to kick.
And
so, it's a bad snap.
And Chance Hopper is just going to have to lay on it, and it is going to be the Wolverine ball all the way back on the 49-yard line.
Huge.
As this center has had a terrible game for Pepperell.
Huge break for the Wolverines, and now the Wolverines, they have the momentum. With only a minute 48 left in this third quarter, they finally get the ball. They need to take some time off. They cannot have a 4-and-out here. They have to get some passing plays moving.
Yeah, we'll see if Wayne Garmany can do anything better with this passing game. Maybe try and ease up a little bit, as most of his throws have been a little bit over the head of his receivers so far. It's going to be him and Hayden Dunn in the backfield right beside him. So we'll see. The Wolverines might try to get the run game a little bit, or going a little bit more with them not being backed up way in their own end.
Yeah, I got trips to the right.
And it is going to be a pass play. It's going to be a quick pass to Hayden White. And he's going to break 2 tackles. And he is finally wrapped up and taken down around the 36-yard line. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Wolverines as we see the first of Hayden White tonight.
If you're the Wolverines, that is the pass play you need to be completed. You need that comeback route because Hayden White, from his stuff at Brainerd, we haven't really got to see it because he's been more of a deep ball threat here. But stuff at Brainerd, he was able to avoid tackles, break tackles. He's very strong. So he'll be a guy that you can throw those comeback routes to, and he can break a tackle, make a really big play out of it if he gets the right opportunity.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed of him tonight. And it looked like Hayden Dunn came out after that play, and it might be Nick Moreland in the backfield next to Wayne Garmany, or it was Kenan Womack. Wynn is pressured pretty quickly, and he's able to get a pass off to Drew Double, but it is off the chest of Drew, and he is not able to complete it as he had to come back a little bit for that pass.
Yeah, one thing about Wynn is that he throws insanely hard. His arm talent is so great that sometimes, with him being a little inexperienced, he has trouble controlling how hard he throws the ball.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines.
Right here, the Wolverines have had a pass-heavy drive. I would think they run the ball here. One thing about the Wolverines is that they've been shifting about 3 running backs each drive, so it keeps their running backs fresh. And I would say a run here, get it to a 3rd and 6, and maybe throw one of those quick comeback routes.
It's going to be a snap to Win pretty quickly, and he's pressured immediately. And it is off the hands of Jack Floyd, number 24, the receiver. That's the 2nd drop by a Wolverine receiver this drive, and This is hurting the Wolverines pretty bad.
You gotta make the catch, because I mean it's not gonna be a first down, it's not gonna be a big gain, but it's not a loss of yards. And even though you're gonna lose it down, you'll get a couple yards and make it 3rd and more manageable. Right now, 3rd and 10, you gotta pass the ball again. Now
I could see a QB run right here.
We've seen Poston not afraid to run the ball with the quarterback, or just run the ball in general. But I think he's leaning on the pass a little bit more, so I think it's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that seems to be the second half plan. And it's going to be a short pass to Hayden Dunn. And he's able to break free, and he's got the first down and more. He's breaking 1 tackle. He's got 2. Touchdown, Wolverines!
Let's go! What a play! The student section is losing it. That is exactly what the Wolverines needed right there. They needed a huge pass play to whenever they. Oh man, I'm too excited. I can't talk, Cruz. Please take it.
Hayden Dunn is limping off the field. That is not what you want to see after that play. But that is his 2nd touchdown of the game. 1 receiving and one 1 rushing. So he is having a great game so far.
Oh,
the Wolverines are back out in that same trick formation that they were in during the first 2-point conversion. Before they are going to kick the field goal. It looks like it's Drew Double out for the PAT. We'll see if the Wolverines can make their second PAT of the night. And it is up, and it is good. It is going to be 14-7 lead for the Wolverines as we go to a 30-second break. We'll be back in 30 with more Dade County football on DCTV.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the far-sighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we are back as the Wolverine kickoff unit is making its way out onto the field with Drew Double setting up to kick the ball away. Hayden Dunn is sitting down on the bench and was limping really badly after that play and limped all the way over to the bench. He is not being talked to by the trainer, so that is a good sign so far, but he seems to be in a decent amount of pain.
I think what happened was after he scored, maybe right before he scored, whenever he was getting close to the goal line, some Pepperell players kind of wrapped up his legs. Maybe his legs got caught up under him. I really hope he's fine. Looks like Jax McMahon's kind of checking up on him, making sure he's all good. That's
a pretty good kick by Drew Double as it pushes number 20, Zier Williams, back and fumble out. And I believe we'll see who has it. We're waiting on the call.
Please.
It is going to be Pepperell ball, but that was a great hit delivered by the Wolverine defender.
Wow.
And so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Pepperell on the 26-yard line to start their next drive.
It may be a little early to say it, but I feel like the Wolverines have all the momentum right now with a minute left in the third.
The Wolverine defense is out on the field and ready. The Pepperell offense is still in the huddle with their coach, trying to decide what their play call should be. That was a great play. The Wolverines, the kickoff unit, they all just swarmed number 20, Zier Williams, and he was wrapped up, and then he got hit right after the wrap, and the ball came flying
Going under
out.
center. I think this is that quarterback sneak they ran
that is
going
to be what they run again. It's, I believe, Riley McMillan back in the game, and he's stopped pretty quickly. It's about a 3-yard gain for the Dragons. So that's better than what we saw in their first drive when they ran this a lot, but still the Wolverines need to hold that play as much as they can so that they can get the Dragons to stop using it because it has hurt the Wolverines tonight.
Back on that fumble, this entire home crowd thought Dade got the ball back. Everyone did. Everyone was so hopeful that they got the ball back, but just ended up.
It's going to be Riley McMillan taking the snap with a running back behind him. I don't believe we've seen tonight. It's number 35, and he's taken down immediately. He's going to have no gain on the play. Number 35 is Jamison Kimborough. He is a freshman, so that is the first we've seen of him tonight, and it was a no gain on the play. The Wolverines do have a player hurting. It is number 14, Colt Owens.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter. We'll be back in about a minute with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Welcome to Dade County High Schools, where we live by public schools' endless possibilities.
We start early, from elementary through middle school and finally high school, exploring careers and learning real-world skills. From healthcare to media and broadcasting, and even to agriculture, where we learn responsibility, hard work, and leadership, building skills that last a lifetime. From science and technology to innovation and problem solving, the possibilities are endless. Sharing meals, building friendships, and growing together. Creativity shines in every corner. performing, expressing, and inspiring, with endless opportunities to show your spirit in the classroom, on the field, or in the community. Because learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. Dade County Schools, where endless possibilities begin.
And we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV as the Dragons come out for their first drive of the fourth quarter. The Wolverines have a 14-7 lead as they are looking to hang on. It is 3rd and 6 for the Dragons. They are in the shotgun formation. This is not a formation that we've seen much out of them tonight. It's going to be Riley McMillan. He's going to take off with the ball, and I believe he's going to have the first and a little bit more. It's going to be a first down on the 41-yard line for the Dragons.
Yeah, if you're the Wolverines, you really want to get that stop there on 3rd and 6, but Riley McMillan did a great job dropping back, looking around, not finding anyone, and just stepping over the pocket around it. Last time, I believe, he dropped back in the shotgun. He was hit and fumbled the ball. But that one, he was able to hold on to the ball, and right now, if you're the Wolverines, you need a defensive stop.
Yeah, that'd be huge, especially with it being in the fourth quarter now. It looks like Pepperell's going to be back out in that shotgun formation with number 20, Zier Williams, right next to Riley
Wolverines
McMillan.
need to get pressure on Riley McMillan and force him to maybe make an errant throw.
Yeah, he has made mistakes just about every time he's been pressured tonight. And it's going to be a run right up the middle for Zier Williams. He's got a first down and about 5 more. It's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line.
Wolverines need to get a stop here. That was the first time I think they've ran out of the shotgun, just a true run play. So a new wrinkle there from the Pepperell offense.
McMillan's still looking for his play. He's into the huddle now. The Wolverine defense has looked pretty solid tonight, only giving up 7 points. Last week, they gave up 14 against Chattanooga Prep. So far, it's been a great year defensively.
Yeah, this Wolverine defense is looking really solid. Especially
it's going to be a toss to Zier Williams, and he's hit but breaks the tackle, and he's going to gain about 4.5 on that play.
Yeah, hit him right at the line of scrimmage, just kind of hit his leg, but he was able to regain his footing and get about 4 yards, I think.
Pepperell has a lineman down, I believe. And we are going to go to a 30-second break. We'll be back with more Dade County football on DCTV. And we are back with more Dade County football as number 79, Stephen Williams, has finally been helped off the field. Or Steven Sapp, I'm sorry. He's a senior lineman for this team. So that would be a huge loss for the Dragons if they do have to lose him for the rest of the night.
Yeah, on top of that, he is also one of their 3 captains. And another thing that happened, Cannon Womack walked off the field limping a little bit. Now, he is getting talked to by one of the coaches, no athletic trainer, so hopefully he's fine. And I think Hayden Dunn is actually at safety right now.
Yeah, so he is back in the game. That is a that is a good sign for the Wolverines.
Yeah,
they needed that bad.
Also, the Wolverine defense needs to minimize the gain here big time.
It's 2nd and 5 for the Dragons. It's just going to be another QB run up the middle, and they are able to drag down McMillan, but he's going to gain about 3 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Dragons.
One thing I'm noticing, this Wolverine defense is coming off the edge really quickly and not kind of just collapsing around Riley. They're coming off the edge really quick, and they're beating their edge defenders. But in the middle, Pepperell's kind of able to just push the Wolverines back until they get linebacker and safety help sometimes.
Yeah, the Wolverines need a huge stop right here on 3rd down. It looks like
Wildcat. He's going to run off to the right.
They're in a, yep, it's going to be a run right up the middle, and he is stopped pretty quickly. He's going to gain about 1. It's going to be 4th and 2. The Dragons have a decision to make here. We'll see what they decide to do.
On the 35, I would definitely expect for them to go for it. This is a huge 4th down with about 9:25 remaining in the 4th. If Pepperell punts this off and the Wolverines start running off a lot of clock, it could be very useful, but I would expect Pepperell to go for this. And that is the best this Wolverine defense has looked against that kind of wildcat option.
It looks like the offense is going to remain on the field. It looks like Chance Hopper is the quarterback at the moment, as Riley McMillan does not seem to be in the game anymore. So I would guess maybe a run. Yeah, it looks like they're lined up for that run play, the same one. And the Wolverines are going to jump off sides, and that is going to give the Dragons a free first down.
That is the last thing the Wolverines needed right there. Getting a little bit antsy, getting a little bit anxious, just ready to get at this quarterback. But that's happened a bunch of times tonight, and that cannot happen.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons on the 30-yard line of the Wolverines. So the Wolverines need a stop right here. They had a huge stop around this field position last drive, so they're looking to do the same thing that they did. It looks like it's going to be Chance Hopper that remains in the game at quarterback, as they are back in that same formation. The Wolverines need to get another stop like they did the last time they ran this play, where he only gained about a yard. And he's going to go right back up the middle. He's going to pull the guys that were hanging on to him for about 3 yards on that play. So it's going to be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, good job, because their first drive of the second half, they ran this play a lot, and they were able to get like 5-7 yards. But now minimizing it to maybe 3-4 yards is a great improvement here by this Wolverine defense. And I think it's showing just a little bit of wear on this Pepperell offensive line. That's maybe causing them to just struggle.
Yeah, the O-line of Pepperell is starting to get tired, and number 79, Steven Sapp, has not come back into the game, their senior offensive lineman. And Chance Hopper is going to break free for about 5 yards on that run play, and that's going to be, I believe, 3rd and 2 for the Dragons.
Yeah, I would assume they're going to run that exact same play again. I think the Wolverines blitz the linebackers, try to get a big push up front, maybe pull the linebackers really close to the offensive line to try to, force Riley McMillan, Chance Hopper to make a decision to the outside and hopefully collapse all around him. No.
They're back in that same formation that they've been in all drive, with Chance Hopper receiving the snap. He's going to go right up the middle once again, and the Wolverines stop him pretty quickly, but I believe he got the first down. Yeah, he's marked down around the 20-yard line. So that is going to be a 1st and 10 for the Dragons, as they are in the red zone.
Once again, this one thing that the Dragons do, especially in the second half, they have wasted a lot of clock. I mean, the Wolverines got the ball with 1 minute, 54 seconds left. They scored, and I think there was 1 minute, 8 seconds left. This Pepperell offense hasn't scored this second half, but they have ran off just an unbelievable amount of time.
Yeah, they took about 7 or 8 minutes in their first drive. They're back in that same formation, 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. And he's going to take a more outside lane this time, and he's going to get a first down and a little bit more, as he is finally taken down around the 4-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Dragons.
That's one thing that the Wolverines can't have happen, is him go to the outside, because now with that formation, it's kind of condensing the defense and allowing, if he can get to the outside, for him to get more gain. That's when you need the edge rushers to beat their blockers quickly and try to force him inside of the tackles and hopefully have a linebacker.
And Coach Poston is going to call the Wolverines' first timeout of this second half. So we will be back in about 30 seconds with more Dade County football on DCTV. we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV. The Wolverines are still talking over what they want to do on this last defensive stand in the red zone. The Dragons are about on the 5-yard line, and they just had a great run by Chance Hopper to the outside.
One thing I did see is it looks like Cannon Womack's good to go back on the field. Well, he's still on the sideline, but he did walk out to the huddle with the rest of them. So hopefully he'll be good to come out if there's another defensive drive or an offensive drive, maybe as running back when we saw him have a big run.
The Dragons have also gained number 79 back, Steven Sapp, and that is a huge gain for them, especially on this red zone 1st and goal. And he's just going to go straight up the middle. He is stopped pretty quickly. I don't believe he gained much, maybe a yard or two before the whistles are blown as he has just stopped.
Yeah, one thing
it's going to be 2nd goal.
This is normally not something you should teach, but I think the Wolverines should start ripping at the ball now because there have been a lot of cough-ups this game on fumbles and stuff. So maybe if they stop him short and they got enough people to start ripping at that ball, try to force a turnover or at the best, give him back further.
It's going to be another snap, same play. He's going to go to the outside, and it is going to be an easy touchdown for the Dragons. It's going to be a 13-14 game as the Dragons have a decision to make. We'll see if they go for one or if they try and take the lead with a 2-point conversion right here. There's about 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the half, so we'll see what they do.
I think the smart thing to do is, of course, just take the points. Because if you don't get the 2-point conversion, you're down by 1. No.
They are going to go for the single point, but it is a different kicker than we've seen so far. It is number 58, Wheeler Pock. He is a sophomore this year.
I believe that's their kickoff kicker, so it's kind of like Wolverines going to.
And it is not a good snap. The Wolverines almost get the block, but they almost dodge under it. But it's going to be good, and it's going to be a 14-14 game as we go into the.
We go to a 30-second break. We'll be back with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Let's go, boys.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready? Hey!
They will now.
And we're back as the Wolverine kickoff return unit is on the field. It's still the same as it has been all game, I believe, with number 20, Hayden Dunn, number 10, Evan Mims, and actually there is a change. Hayden White is now in the backfield for the Wolverines, so we'll see if he can maybe get a return here.
The
Pepperell kickoff unit is still not on the field, so we're waiting on them still.
One thing about Hayden White is that he's very shifty, but we were just talking about it there at the break. I think what the Wolverines we all think what the Wolverines need to do is slow drive, run the ball, pass the ball, kind of mix it. Because in the first half it was a lot of running, and the second half it's been a lot of passing. So I think if you can find a good medium in between them, the Wolverines should definitely try to encourage that.
We're still waiting on the ref to blow the whistle. Here it comes, and here comes the kickoff. And it is going to be shorter, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds. So that's going to be a flag on the Dragons, so that'll help the Wolverines' field position on this drive.
Very good football IQ there by, we believe, Hayden White on the far side. Evan Mims on the far side to whenever that ball was looking like it was going out of bounds, he jumped back, stuck his hands up, showed the ref that I have no intention of touching that, and just letting it roll out of bounds harmlessly, giving the Wolverines, I think, 10 yards more than they would have normally gotten.
15 yards more, so I believe the Wolverines will start this drive around the 35-yard line, I believe.
The clock.
Yeah, it's going to start on the 35-yard line.
The clock was running there for a bit. I don't believe it should have been. I'm not too sure, though, because no team was set and the whistle wasn't blown.
It looks like there might be a timeout called here.
I don't know. I think the refs are coming to
discussing something. We'll find out what that is soon. It looks like the Wolverines were planning on starting this drive with Hayden Dunn in the backfield next to Wayne Garmany. I have a feeling we're going to hand the ball off to him to start this drive. Maybe get a 2 or 3 5-yard gains to start the drive.
Normally when the Wolverines go from this kind of position or this kind of personnel, the gun with trips to the left of Wynn, it's normally a pass. So could be a deep ball, could be a little short screen pass. And they were talking about the clock. Like I said, the clock now back to 5:27. It was at 5:16. Whoever's running the clock here must have messed up, accidentally clicked start or something. No one really knows.
So we're still waiting on the refs to blow the whistle so that the Wolverines can get this drive started. We've got Hayden White, Evan Mims, and I believe Caden Williams in receiver position, along with Drew Duble over on the right side, and Hayden Dunn in the backfield next to Wayne Garmany in the running back position.
Number 0 creeping up. He's going to drop back into coverage. And
it's going to be a passing play by the Wolverines. It's going to be to Hayden White, and it is going to be incomplete. He was hit as soon as that ball it hit his arms, and he was hit very quickly.
Yeah, he was hit really hard. Luckily, I don't think he ever had possession or he never made a football move. So whenever that hit came, he just coughed it up immediately.
Yeah, the ref definitely thought for a second about what to call on that play, but
luckily he called incompletion.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines on the 35-yard line.
Wolverines probably, if I was them, I would run the ball here, try to get 4 or 5 yards and just get downfield a little bit. But that's a good concept, especially with the struggle to pass in the first half. Just those short crossers, you can find that without a safety or a linebacker over the middle. That could turn into a pretty solid gain.
And it is going to be a screen pass to Evan Mims, but he drops the ball. It's going to be another incompletion. The Wolverines are struggling with drops tonight.
Yeah,
it's going to be 3rd and 10.
It seems to be a recurring problem right now in this second half. They haven't been able to reel it in. And right now, 3rd and 10, a decision. You definitely got to pass it. But are you going to try a deep shot here, hope that we can reel it in? Are you going to try a short pass, a screen pass, try to get Hayden Dunn involved on the outside? I mean, what's the play call here, really?
In public schools, every season brings new opportunities.
From building with your hands
to teamwork on the field.
Family on me, family on 3, 1, 2, 3,
family! And creativity in the classroom.
Where rhythm and harmony build the future.
Public schools also open doors to give back.
And to prepare for the future.
Public schools, endless possibilities, and it all starts here.
And we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV. We've got 4 receivers and Hayden Dunn in the backfield with Wayne Garmany. It's 3rd and 10 on the 35-yard line for the Wolverines. We'll see if they can get a chunk play right here to get the first down. It's a low snap, but still gets to win, and he's gonna take off, and he is gonna have the first down and a little bit more. It's gonna be a 1st and 10 right around the 47-yard line for the Wolverines.
What a great job by Wynn using his legs to maneuver around, and when he got pressure, he found a gap and was able to hit it really fast and get out of bounds to kind of save clock, and that's not really what you want, but it's better than him taking a mean hit.
Yeah, that was a good job by Wynn to see the gap that he had in that in that defense, and the Wolverines are trying to move decently fast, but Hayden White had to swap sides of the field.
Looks like we're going to get a handoff here, just basing off what they've done from this. Yep.
And it's going to be a quarterback keeper, or a designed quarterback keeper, and he is struggling to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose about a yard, I believe.
One thing about the Wolverines is that I would kind of shy away from those quarterback keepers, especially after Wynn just ran the ball, because he's probably a little bit tired. So I would have maybe handed it off there, because it's a loss of 2. So right here, or maybe a loss of 3.
Yeah, it looks like the refs marked him down a little bit behind where he actually was. You could see Wyatt Hurst was very upset about where the ball was placed after that play was over, and Wolverines are back in that same formation. We'll see what they decide to do here. It's going to be a screen pass to Hayden White, and he is making defenders miss, and he dragged a few of them. He's going to gain about 6 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, great job there by Hayden White. And another thing that has kind of just like hit me is that Pepperell's taken so long to score. They've had long drawn out drives because they run the ball a lot, and the pass game hasn't been that good. So if the Wolverines could score with maybe 2 minutes left, if the Wolverines get this first down, take some more time to get down the field. Because if you can get it with 2 minutes left, it's going to be very hard for Pepperell to score.
We'll see what the Wolverines can pull off here. We've got 2 receivers on each side with Hayden Dunn right next to Wynn. And he's going to put Kai Clark in motion. And Pepperell almost jumped, but they were able to just stay on side. And it looks like now Wynn will take the snap. It's going to be a passing play. And he's got time. It's going to be a deep ball to Hayden White. And it is going to be incomplete off of his hands. And there is no flag, as everyone was looking for one, but it looks like they're just going to call no foul on that play. It's going to be 4th and 7 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, that was it was a good job there by Wynn to just throw the ball deep and almost hit him in stride, but Hayden had to kind of lay out. And it looked like the cornerback may have been holding him, so he couldn't get a full extension on it and just barely missed it.
Yeah, the crowd and all the coaches were looking for a flag, but none was called. Wynn is in position to punt this ball away, and it's going to be another decent punt by him tonight. And it looks like Chance Hopper is going to take that punt after it looked like it was going to roll into the backfield, but he's got blockers and he's moving, and he is broken free, and it looks like he's going to be gone for the touchdown. And there is no flag. It's going to be touchdown Pepperell, as the Wolverines just could not get to him.
That was just the last thing the Wolverines needed right there. They get shut down on offense, and then Pepperell scores super quick. But it's it's better that they scored really quick, because now the Wolverines have 3 minutes and 10 seconds to get down the field and score. And maybe they could block this PAT. We've seen some issues from the Pepperell snappers and getting good snaps to the kicker. So if Dade can block this, then Dade goes down and scores. It's a tied ball game.
It's going to be the PAT kicked by, once again, the field goal kicker. And Dade almost blocks it again, but it is going to be good, as they dove. I think it was Jet Shavers dove just a little bit early on that play.
We'll be back in 30 seconds with more DCHS football on DCTV.
Ow! Ugh, you idiot!
We just ruined somebody's day.
And we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV, as the Wolverine return team is out on the field. Wolverines need a good return right here with 3 minutes left in this game. They've got to score quickly and get that PAT up and in.
They gotta score. They gotta score they got to get down the field, and the Wolverines have had trouble getting down the field unless they're able to pass very successfully.
We'll see if the Wolverines can get a little bit better of a return than they did the last drive, as they were stopped pretty quickly. And it's going to be received by Evan Mims, and he's out for the return. He's hit quickly, and he's going to be taken down at the 20. So the Wolverines will start their drive on the 20-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10.
Wolverines got to get this pass game going. And I don't like those quarterback keepers from Wynn that are designed. Whenever he's dropped back in the pocket and he's able to do it, we saw good success. But whenever they just designed it, it just didn't work, because then they run it from the same formation. So whenever Pepperell sees it, their coach is probably like, hey, quarterback keeper, get ready to go to this side. And then Pepperell's defense is able to shift and get off to that side.
Yeah, we'll see what the play call is here for the Wolverines. They've got Hayden Dunn in the backfield still. I doubt we'll see much running this drive with 3:05 left in the game and only one timeout left for the Wolverines. So the receivers will have to either get out of bounds decently quickly or just run a rush offense. And it's going to be a passing play pretty quickly. It's going to be received by Kai Clark, and he's able to break some tackles, and he's down to the 40-yard line for a 1st down, Wolverines.
What a play by Kai Clark, and that'll stop the clock, which is what the Wolverines need here.
There is a flag on the play, so we'll see who that is on. It might be on number 3, Hayden White, who is pretty upset about something.
Let's see.
We're waiting on the official call.
Holding.
It's going to be holding on the Wolverines, so that's going to make it a 1st and 20, as that is going to hurt the Wolverines bad.
That is the last thing the Wolverines need, especially after that big play by Kai Clark, breaking tackles and getting upfield. Wolverines got to pass the ball deep, which they can do, but Wynn's just been a tad off all game, and he cannot be that right now. He has to be on completely.
It looks like they're just going to reset that play, and it's going to be 1st and 10 again, or it's going to be 1st and 8 for the Wolverines. It's going to be a pass received by Evan Mims. He's got it, but it's only going to be about a 5-yard gain, so it's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Wolverines. They've got to move quickly here. There's about 2:40 left in the game.
Definitely. Wolverines got to move quick. They got to have a sense of urgency here. Can't have a lot of subs, especially with only 2:30 left.
Hayden Dunn just did come out of the game. Cannon Womack went in, and he is in the running back position next to Wynn.
What I think they're doing is they're putting Cannon Womack back there to give Wynn more blocking.
Yeah, it's going to be a pass to number 24, Jack Floyd, but it is just over his head, off his fingertips. He's not able to pull it in.
Could have had a big gain there. Now we're here 3rd and 3. The Wolverines have to get this. If Wynn could have just taken a little bit off that, put it right in the hands of Jack Floyd, he could have gotten upfield and got the 1st down.
It is going to be a timeout by Pepperell, I believe. So that is going to send us to a 30-second break. We'll be back with more Dade County football on DCTV.
I've got more on the line because I've trained too hard to let up now.
Some people chase dreams. I ran from reality. Every day, it's the same battle. Me versus that voice.
Discipline isn't what I do, it's who I am.
So when that moment finally comes, I don't rise to it, I return to it.
Powerade, it takes more.
And we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV as the Wolverine offense is making its way back out onto the field. With it it's gonna be 3rd and 2 for the Wolverines, as there's about 2 minutes and 16 seconds left in this game. Down by 7, they need a touchdown on this drive.
Right now, if you're the Wolverines, it's 3rd and 3. You got to be looking for a short crossing route, maybe one of those routes to the outside that we've seen a couple times. One to Jack Floyd, just a little bit over, but one to Kai Clark that got a big gain. So if you could get one of those on the money and get upfield, that would be great.
Yeah, Kai Clark had a great run after that catch for his reception, but it was pulled back by the holding call on the Wolverines. It's going to be a passing play, and Wynn is almost hit, and he's going to just get out of bounds for the 1st down. It's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line for the Wolverines.
Great job there by Wynn, also getting out of bounds, saving clock. But one thing I do not want to see, and I hope I don't see it because there's only 2 minutes left, 2 minutes 8 seconds. I do not want to see a designed quarterback run. We need to see a pass so that if it's needed, Wynn can use his legs.
Yeah, this Pepperell secondary is not as good as their D-line is, and we saw that against Adairsville, as Adairsville just had an air raid offense against them. I think they put up about 200 or 300 passing yards, and the throw to Drew Double is going to be way off the mark. Wynn is upset. I believe Drew may have ran his route wrong or something like that. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Wolverines.
On our near side of the field, Hayden White was running deep, wide open, but I think Wynn is still, it's only his 2nd year starting. He was really focusing on his hot route, which was the comeback to Double. If he had just surveyed to the other side of the field, if it was on the money, it could have been a touchdown.
He's going to take the snap, and he's going to roll out of the pocket a little bit. He's pressured, but the ball is off the hands of number 13, Jax McMahon. And it was not a terrible pass, but it was a little bit high, just over the top of his head. He got both hands on it, but it went straight through. It's going to be 3rd and 10.
Drop problems have been such a big thing for the Wolverines this game. They have to be able to reel these passes in and be able to get upfield and get yards.
Looks like Drew Double is going to come out of this game. They had 12 men on the field. The Pepperell coaches next to us are not happy about there not being a flag called on that.
Well, he got it all.
It's a bad snap to Win, and he is able to still get it, but it's passed out of bounds. It's going to be 4th and 10 for the Wolverines, as the Wolverines are in a tough spot.
This very well could be the game.
Yeah, this will definitely decide the game. If the Wolverines cannot convert, this will probably end the game, as they only have 1 timeout left.
They have to. They have to get it somehow, some way. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they absolutely cannot afford to miss this.
Pepperell is showing they're only going to send 3, maybe a linebacker. Wynn has time to throw it, and it is going to be intercepted by Pepperell. That is probably going to end this game, as it was off the hand of Hayden White, as Wynn Garmony's night ends with an interception. That is not what you want to see.
Hayden, the pass just a little bit high. If Wynn Garmony had put it a little bit lower, maybe that. But a great job by the Pepperell defender crashing into the back of him and just getting him.
The Wolverine defense is out on the field pretty quickly, but you would just expect a knee out of this Pepperell offense. The Wolverines only have 1 timeout to use, and there is 1 minute and 43 left on this clock. So they might have 1 down left.
Yeah, the
if
Wolverines.
Poston can get the timeout off quick.
Wolverines got to do all. I mean, if they're.
Pepperell is going to use their final timeout of the game on the beginning of this drive. So we're going to go to a 30-second break. We'll be back with more Dade County football on DCTV.
I've got more on the line because I've trained too hard to let up now.
Some people chase dreams. I ran from reality. Every day, it's the same battle. Me versus that voice.
Discipline isn't what I do, it's who I am.
So when that moment finally comes, I don't rise to it, I return to it.
Powerade, it takes more.
And we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV, as Pepperell is able to get the stop with an interception on 4th down from the Wolverines. You've got Chance Hopper in the backfield. It looks like he's going to just receive this snap. If Poston can get his timeout off quick enough after he is taken down, there might be a small chance for the Wolverines, but they have to get him down fast. And he gets the timeout with about 1 minute and 37 left in this game. So we'll see what the Wolverines can do with that. It's going to be 2nd and 8 we're going to go to a quick 30-second commercial break. We'll be back with more Dade County football on DC.
Let's go, boys.
Do they know you by name? Study your tape. Flinch, hearing your number. Do they dread the very sight of you on the field?
Ready? Hey!
They will now.
And we are back with more Dade County football on DCTV. The Wolverine defense is coming out of the huddle with Coach Poston and Coach Swader. We'll see what they can pull off here, if they can get a stop. I think if Pepperell runs that play again, their only chance is going to be to try and strip that ball out of Hopper's hands and make another mistake. He has had some ball security issues tonight, but we'll see what the Wolverines can do.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, as soon as you get your hands on him, you have to, and I mean have to, rip at that ball.
And Wolverines got through pretty quickly, but he's going to break through, and Hayden, he's getting more and more yards. It's going to be a first down, and it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Dragons.
Yeah, I mean, just a great play there by Chase Hopper to find a gap and hit it. The Wolverines couldn't get to him quick enough, and that's what happens. He slid down at the 0 to wait, or at the 4 or 3, it looks like, to waste time, and I think they're just going to knee it, and that's
all there is to it. They'll just take this knee, and they're going to leave with a victory tonight. The Wolverines, there was some definite highlights tonight, especially on the defensive side, as they only gave up 2 touchdowns against a pretty decent offense, and 1 touchdown given up by the special teams, which of course did put the nail in the coffin on the Wolverines. But we'll see next week, as the Wolverines can pull off some better throws from Wynn and some definitely less drops.
Strange formation.
We struggled with that.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to take as much time as they can before they do knee it, and they're just going to let the clock run out from there. So the Wolverines are going to lose this game 21-14, and will start their season 0-1. But being 34-point underdogs, this definitely wasn't a complete loss. They proved the stats wrong and proved the odds wrong overall pretty well.
This Wolverine team looks good. Just a couple issues, kind of ball security and special teams having some problems with like stopping big gains. Of course, on the first kickoff, Pepperell received was big before flag, and of course that punt that put the nail in the coffin. There are some things that the Wolverines need to work on, but they look vastly improved to what a lot of people expected, and I think the Wolverines will have a winning record this year.
Yeah, We'll see starting next week if the Wolverines can get their first one of the season. We're going to end this stream now, and we will be back next week with more Dade County football on DCTV.